I prefer not to make comments because for me it's so obvious. For me, that's not an issue, if the referee makes that call, and we are consistent with that. I think they explain it. The only thing that we are asking is for consistency, and if not, we need to play with a stopwatch to understand what is it and what is not. I don't know if that's the solution. The decision is made. We're not going to change it now. We adapted to it. Unfortunately, we made the game obviously much tougher, and normally you're going to draw points when you have to play in this league for 30 minutes away from home. To survive the way we did is not something usually happens, but we are so happy that we overcome that big hurdle. I always said it, I'm really confident the moment Tommy has consistency, he's going to be a tremendous asset for us. He already is, he can play in any position in the backline, any formation in the backline, and we don't have a player like him. And defending is probably one of the best that I've seen in many situations, and his concept, his principle, the way he applies it, the way he goes into duels, and now he needs a run of game that physically is at his best. If physically Tommy is at his best, we're going to have a player that is going to be so important for us. Especially the way he reads danger and the way he resolves urgent situations with a lot of composure, as you said, in the right way. His skill to defend, the way his body is built, it makes him a really complete player too, that is really difficult to get run past him. He's always alert, it's the way he's been raised, educated, he's always super focused, and for a defender that's a big attribute.
I just told him that if they told me, they put Doku there in the first moment after they changed him to the other side, and we made the change straight away, and then I see him as a left winger and chasing the keeper, and they brought, to be fair, the subs were excellent again. They got involved in the goal, but they brought so much physicality and so much energy and quality to the team.
I just want to ask about Tomiyasu. It's going to be, he plays his 50th Premier League game for Arsenal this weekend. He said over the summer that he was struggling a bit with confidence after quite a difficult season last season, but he's been getting back into a good run of form at the moment.
Yeah, he was terrific in Seville. I think he played a really, really good game when he came on against Chelsea as well. It's a play that I think everybody loves in there. He's always the first, he's always the last. You tell him to do something and he will give his life for it. It's an exceptional professional player, and he gives a versatility and qualities that nobody else has in the squad. So for me, it's a really, really important player.
You mentioned that versatility there, obviously. Talk about injuries and the need for more players. How useful is it to have someone who can play more or less any position on the field?
Well, we had 6 or 7 players in our last line, and that's not enough, So then that means that you need to have versatile players to occupy different positions when it needs to, that actually are comfortable. And that's something tricky, because you start to train a player every single day in a different position, but then you demand him to play in a specific role. That's challenging, and sometimes it's difficult because he doesn't have the relationship, and physically the demands are difficult, but Tony adapts to it in a really natural way, so it's so good to have him. I love him. Everybody loves him. He's one of the most popular in the dressing room. You can see the reaction of his teammates towards him because they want him there in the front to enjoy, because he's always very reserved and always doing things for the rest of the boys, and fantastic player for the team. Well, I think if Tommy hasn't played more, it's been because he's been injured, and his availability has been an issue since he's been with us, especially in certain periods very close to November, and when he's been fit, we are going to use him. We can use him in different positions. He's so reliable, and I think he's in a really good form right now.
Can he play basically any of the back 4 positions?
He doesn't care. You see him strike the ball right or left, or playing left centre back, right centre back. He adapts straight away. That's a huge quality.
What was his best position?
I cannot tell you, to be honest. I don't know. I think he needs a run of games, and he needs to, and probably we need to see partnerships to probably reply to that question in the right way. But today I cannot tell you what is his best. What is more needed now? Yes, because we have less depth in that position, but what his best position, I don't know.
I want to talk about one individual, maybe because we are going to speak to him today, and that's Tomiyasu. I'm seeing the connection that he's having with the fans. I mean, he seemed like an incredibly humble, I don't want to call him a young man because he's well into his 20s. But what's most impressive is his versatility, his ability that you trust him in so many different positions. What do you see in Tommy's game why you could just trust him like that?
Well, first of all, I think we all feel the same way. And he doesn't talk much, he doesn't say much.
Don't tell me that. I've got to speak to him later.
But you have to love him. You have to love him. And you will love him. He will be saying next to you, he will be smiling, he will be looking at you, he will really be present here. And that's one of Tommy's qualities. He's always present, he's always there. He always wants to get the best out of him, whatever you do. He's so disciplined and he loves football. You know, he loves what he does. He feels so privileged to be here, and he's just willing to help. And we have a member of the squad with that attitude. It's just a blessing.
Only his eye, his lens. He had a problem with his lens, but the rest he was top. Really good performance in the
I don't know. He felt something. I don't know. It was fatigue, and we decided to change straight away. We didn't want to take any risk, and let's assess him how he's. Yeah, the first thing what he offers defensively, that is tremendously reliable, and then attacking, he has certain things that he could develop and improve. His timing, his positioning, certain deliveries and actions that he can open spaces for some others, and he's so willing to learn and do that, and against another player that is giving another level, and he still have, I think, another level on him.
Just on Tomiyasu, I was wondering, we've spoken quite a bit before about what you like about him as a footballer, but as a person, from our perspective, he seems quite quiet, but what is he like to...
You just want to hug him. You just want to hug him all day and be next to him. He's always smiling, it's always positive, you know. The way he looks after people and how humble he is just adorable.
Do you remember what your first impression of him was like when you first came to the club?
Yeah, his presence. And physically, you know, he looked much bigger than on TV, because when we signed him, I didn't have the chance to meet with him in person. So that was a good first impression. And then that he's got this positive energy about him. He's always smiling, and his eyes, he tells you that it's, I don't know, it's transparent, it's clear, and it's honest. That's it.
When we've spoken about stuff you liked about him, you mentioned his football and education. He did spend some time at Barcelona Academy when he was in Japan. I was wondering, did you know that, and did you see, I guess, principles that you were taught in him when you came?
No, yes, I knew that, but as well, I meant education at every level, and the culture that they grow in. That when you talk about habits and about trying to predict someone's future, is about, okay, how this person behaves daily. That is going to make his future. And when you see Tomiyasu every single day, how he wakes up, looks after his job, looks after his people, but I think something good is going to happen for this guy.
Right. Tomiyasu.
Yes.
Yes.
I can't expect it. His name on the team sheet.
Yeah. Well, he's very close. He's already doing something on the grass, and hopefully we're gonna have him with us really, really close.
If I'm happy, Tomiyasu is happy or no? Then I'm happy. Tomiyasu is happy, I am happy. I really like him. He fully deserves that. I think he's growing with the team, and that we need is consistency from him, that he's fit and available, because when he does, you know, today when he came on, he was really good again, and it gives us a lot.